I remember sitting at my dad's table. I was probably about 8 or 10. And he was still working at the time, but bemoaning and commiserating on the fact that he noticed things about how ridiculously the way of work was. And he would comment at the dinner table and basically bemoaned the fact that the managers didn't give it him. In fact, sometimes the managers would tell my father, "Pete, slow down, you're throwing off the piece rate," which basically was, my dad was working like a good immigrant does. And it made the manager look bad because not everybody was keeping up at that rate, at that peak, at that pace. And I remember that. And then not long after that, at the time, steel industry was being usurped by foreign imports. Ironically, the Japanese imports at the time were crushing the steel industry. And the steel industry crumbled in the 70s. And my dad was unemployed, and entire towns, little tiny towns along the Monongahela, were destitute. And people were like us. The only money we had was the graciousness of relatives or friends, or when the unemployment insurance ran out, which it did in a few months, we got welfare cheese from the government, right? And my mom had to become a cleaning lady. I had to go to work at the local country club for the same amount of money, $20 a day, that my mom made. So that's how I grew up.